And
still no leaks.
No leaks.
Still no leaks around any of the joints.
Nothing. Absolutely perfect.
Apart from this big leak here.
Sitting properly on the right collar.
Well, what will happen is the salt water will get in between the two and you'll get crevice corrosion in there.
Right, well, we'll see. But here's where the main problem is. You see there the weld.
Some of you will remember a couple of weeks ago we helped David change his chlorifier or boiler on the boat, and we got it all back in and there were no leaks. Well, not from the boiler. And
still no leaks.
No leaks.
Still no leaks around any of the joints.
Nothing. Absolutely perfect.
Apart from this big leak here.
It's the exhaust muffler.
Okay, so here it is, mate. Here's the oh, what was that? Hold on, something's rattling inside.
It shouldn't be rattling.
I've partly loosened the bands anyway, so we'll have a look when we take that off, but you noticed it when it was inside. These bands were misplaced or not put on properly by the other.
Well, I think what's happened is someone's taken it apart to put it in and then hasn't put the bands back in the right place, and that usually makes them rot at one end.
Well, you can see that if I put these two bands in under the marks that they were in, that's how they were fitted.
So
so that one on the outside is okay, the one on the inside
was diagonal like that. Oh yeah.
Now the end of the collar is there, so that wasn't sitting properly on the right collar.
Well, what will happen is the salt water will get in between the two and you'll get crevice corrosion in there.
Right, well, we'll see. But here's where the main problem is. You see there the weld?
Yeah.
Can you see where the evidence of the...
I mean, that weld hasn't... I mean, it's okay, but that's not a particularly good weld.
Well, this was replaced brand new in June 2016, and as you know, I didn't use the boat much for the whole of 2017 because I was prepping for the med.
Right.
So it's only had...
It's had what, 18 months?
18 months real usage.
I know you emailed Volvo. What did they say?
They said they asked me about the age of the engine and model and name of the boat and all the rest of it, and then they wrote back and said nothing we could do about it. Speak to the local agent and see A, how often they replace them,
yeah,
and B, how long they usually last. Well, it's not a consumable product. This is an exhaust system, 2 bits of stainless steel, as you say, and a bit of rubber. But listen, what's that?
So at this point, a natty diagram to show you exactly where this component is and what it does. So on David's engine, water is injected, raw water, at the exhaust elbow, the injection elbow. It then goes down into the muffler where it's mixed. Now this has two effects. It keeps the exhaust really cool, but it also silences or makes the exhaust outlet quieter. Any water that's trapped in the exhaust when the engine gets turned off then falls back into the muffler and is contained there until next time the engine is started. Every time I start a voiceover, the Americans start the helicopter. Still, it's fun to watch.
What's that?
Well, it ain't right. Let's have a look inside.
Well, the baffle's not there. That's what was rattling inside. Because that is supposed to be... There's some welding on there. That's supposed to be welded there 4 places there.
Hang on, let's see if I can zoom in on that.
That's how it's supposed to sit.
Well, that world's well, that ain't.
The wells just come off. They've not taken. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not an engineer, am I? But there's no residual weld left on those 4 spots. There.
And that, so
there, there and there.
That's been rubbing on the inside, look,
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
That's what that rattle. Remember I said to you,
yes.
Your engine's got a rattle. And
you thought it was
tappets or something.
Tappets or something.
What are the ends like, David? I can see there.
These.
So the water's got past the rubber because that wasn't done up.
There's rust down that side. Now the other one, where it was done up correctly, because if you see, there's a band here. So one of the Jubilee clips should go on either side of that band.
Yeah.
And then that forms the seal. And on that one, it's fairly rust free.
But the other one,
if you look at the other one,
it's got past it.
You can see the colour speaks for itself, and you can see the fact that the band goes off to the wrong angle, so it doesn't seal properly on across there. That's fitted by a Volvo approved agent for Clipper Marine in Swanwick. Paid nearly 400 quid for this in 2016, including the fitting.
That weld is pitiful. That is.
This, you're talking about these bits here, look.
That is absolutely pitiful.
They've just spotted it, haven't they?
Well, there's got no penetration onto the pipe.
No.
Welding is all about penetrating the surfaces and Okay, well, you know what my solution would be, mate, is what I said was I think that's the wrong material to make that out of anyway. And I know that they go an awful lot, and calling that a sacrificial part is...
Well, they inferred on their email back to me that it was a consumable item.
At £255.
Plus 255, depending on where you can buy it, and buy a genuine one, plus fitting. As I said, Clipper I think charged me 391 quid. When I first bought the boat, because I had the leg gaiter changed.
Yeah.
And while they'd moved the engine, they also said the exhaust manifold was leaking and they should replace it at the same time.
Well,
I didn't know anything about boats then, and I paid them another 400 quid. Now 2.5–3 years later, I'm having to deal with that. But the well's gone, and that's where the leak was going.
To be honest, I've changed 2 of those on previous boats, and I don't fit the Volvo part anymore.
This is the one that you suggested I have, which is a fully plastic compatible version, Vitus water lock.
Yeah.
Just same in and out. There are some baffles in there. Got this from SBB in Germany, and you say it never wears out.
No, they're far superior products. And how much was that?
Well, it was less than €100. I think it was 75, 80 euros from SBB.
Essentially
quarter of the price.
Quarter of the price.
Yeah.
Unlimited lifetime.
Yeah.
Compared with the Volvo.
400 quid every 2 years. I'm not going to let that Volvo thing go. I am going.
That's very tidy, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
So you got. Let's have a look. So you put a spacer of ply.
Yeah.
In here.
Because the bulkhead has got lumps in the bottom.
Yeah, it's tabbed onto the hull, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a radius. That's sitting nice and firm. You've got those rubber.
You can't quite see them, but on the long screws that go into the spacer, there's some actually fuel hose that we found in the yard, which will give it a little bit of cushioning.
Yeah, anti-vibration.
And your old trick, plenty of washing up liquid
on the tube helps them slide on.
Helps them slide on. It says actually in the instructions it said don't use grease or
No.
whatever it says soap or water.
So we've got that other hose clip to go on there.
To tighten that up there, these two on
Those
here,
those two to go on there.
and then we can start the engine and give it a go.
Yeah. It will take a few seconds and it will sound funny when you first start it up.
I'm sure.
That's a really tidy job, David. Really tidy. And you've got your hose clamps
Yep, alternate
opposed.
ways. Yeah, opposed, alternate ways. Yep.
Oh, the 4 Newton meters.
4 Newton meters.
Yeah.
Is that just hand tight?
That's,
Quite tight.
that's just past hand tight.
Right, okay.
It's like half a grunt, not a full grunt.
Oh, right, okay.
But that looks really tidy.
Well, let's hope it solves the problem.
Well, it'll never go again.
Well,
It'll never.
hopefully not. Hopefully not.
That is nice and tidy.
Brilliant. And there's the new
New chlorifier in there.
as well.
If you enjoy our videos, why not consider becoming a Patreon from as little as $3 a month?
This will help us to keep making these videos for you. This is a much better solution.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Well, we changed one on our 32 when it was 5 years old.
Right.
4 years old. Because these, you know, that material is the wrong stuff. Yeah. And yours is the 45 inch and 3/4. Well, it's another video. Poor old David, he's been through the wars a little bit recently with leaks in his boat, but I'm happy to say now it's all sorted. The boat's running great, and that Volvo solution, it really is the best. It's a shame Volvo won't, you know, come to the table, and they know there's a problem with them, but they're just happy to charge people 300 and something odd euros plus fitting. And the Volvo water lock is a better product, and it lasts a lifetime. Hey ho. So you've been out this morning, haven't you?
Yeah, went to find a vet so I could stock up on dog medicines.
Dog medicines.
The flea
Yeah.
stuff, flea treatment.
Flea treatment, bits and pieces. Poor old Lulu has a heart condition, and she has to have medicine, so we had to get that sorted.
Well, I wanted to get a bit of stock in hand in case we can actually ever leave here.
Yeah. One thing we did want to say is thanks to our new Patreons. It's brilliant that you've joined the Impavidus crew. It just helps us with some of the costs of making videos and buying new equipment. So to our new Patreons, thank you very much. We'll put your names here. And thanks for watching, guys. From us two here in sunny Gator, it's stay safe or
Sail safe
sail safe.
when you're allowed.
Bye, folks.
Bye.